Alright, guys, so we're back yet again. We're going to be doing a review for Fear Street Prom Queen. This is the fourth installment to the Fear Street franchise for the movies. Now, this is a little different. This takes place in '88. It was somewhat connected to the other three movies. I've been seeing a lot of reviews. There's a lot of people disappointed in this film, and I can see why. But at the same time, the movie to me was okay. But I'm gonna give you my reasons of why I think it was okay, and also why I think it needed to be different and also improved. Now, again, we have our main character, Lori Granger, who is upcoming running for prom queen for senior year. She also has her best friend Megan with her, who is a horror nut, and she's going up against multiple other girls in school. So it's your normal thing. You got your bully, you got your ones in the bullies crew, and the lead one is Tiffany, who is kind of the so-called it girl. She has her little friends around her called the Wolfpack, who's also running for prom queen. You have another girl's running for prom queen, and then Lori comes from a very bad background. Her mother was accused of ending her father's life, and there's been no proof of that, but it's been a very big rumor. And then at the same time, she's getting picked on, she's getting ridiculed, she hasn't really fought back, and it's really shocking of her to even be considered to be prom queen. But then when they go to prom, she gets not only humiliated there because the other girls are, like I said, the it girls, and it's your normal high school type stuff. You got your bullies, you got your jocks, you got your weird people, you got your, outsiders, and you got your smokers, you got, you know what I mean? And we have this one unknown killer that starts taking out, each girl by the movie, and we're trying to figure out exactly who it is. Now, fast forward a little bit, each one of these girls gets taken out. The last two standing is between Lori and Tiffany. So, by the whole entirety of this movie, I was thinking, okay, is it Lori's mom? Even though she's a cop, it's like, okay, is she really doing this? Is she really nuts? Or is it her father that supposedly was dead that he's not? So it had me wondering exactly what's going on. Now, the only one that really has a big change of heart is Melissa, aka Mel, who is played by Ella Rubin, who she also played in Until Dawn. Now, she did decent with that script. She did decent with this script as well. So, again, you can kind of tell she's making more within the horror movie industry, which, again, I give her credit. Now, she does try to make things right with Lori because of the way Tiffany treats her, because Tiffany has something to prove. She wants to be, the it girl. She wants to be prom queen. She wants to do this. She wants to do that because her parents are putting so much pressure on her. Their parents are pretty much living through her. Again, what we see in a lot of different movies, and what we finally see is there's not one killer, there's two killers. And now I'm like, okay, who exactly is doing this? And some of the kills were very interesting. I will say that for their own creativity. Um, this movie really gave me. There was a movie called Prom Night, I believe was the name of it, and Valentine as well. So that kind of gave me vibes of this slash. What was the other one? There's another movie, and I can't think of it offhand, but by the very end, Lori seems to be getting with her crush, that is Tiffany's boyfriend, and then once things are not going the way Lori's planning, she tries to leave, and then that's when Tiffany's boyfriend gets taken out, and then she starts running. She finds her friend Megan. They try to outrun this killer. They barely survive. They go into the main hallway of the class, and then she gets elected prom queen, and she's trying to warn everybody, but the killer's just coming in. Dude, the main thing that made me laugh is all these groupies that was rooting for Tiffany, they just got slaughtered. And I found that hilarious because I was like, dude, that's what gets me with some of these preppies is that these groupies that happened back in the day and happened even when I was in high school, and I guarantee it happens now, where these ones just get, so, oh my god, I want to be this person, oh my god, and it's like they don't do nothing with their lives after high school. High school is literally the peak for a lot of people. So, again, just my own opinion on that, but facts too. So, this killer starts eradicating everybody. He this is what was crazy to me is the principal was weird, man. The principal was a weird dude, or the vice principal, whoever. He just was a really weird person. And we also had a familiar face as well in this movie, which was Oh man, what was her name? I'm having to look it up right now, guys. What I'm talking about, Lily Taylor, who plays a very strong religious principal. Her son's in classes with a lot of these people as well. So I honestly thought it was him because of the way his mom treats him, and also how very strict she is and how religious she is. Um, if you guys don't remember, she played in The Conjuring, so she did well in this role as well as a little bit of a different role. And by the unveiling of who this killer is actually Tiffany's father. Tiffany's mother's surprised. She's surprised. Like, why'd you do it? He says, well, because it meant so much to you. I know what it would mean. And they're like, well, did you not think about the consequences? They're like, he's not gonna. And it kind of is like you're not gonna remember how it happened. You're just gonna remember who won. And he gets arrested. Megan goes to the hospital after, having some glass go through her head, among other things. And they were going to take Tiffany home, interrogate her mother. And Lori, still trying to be a good person, is like, I'll go with her. And seems like Tiffany's going to turn over her card, right? Well, unfortunately, that's not the case because Tiffany's mom comes home and she's in on it. She starts going after them, but then it gets even more of a big twist of Lori and Tiffany are hiding. Next thing you know, it shows Tiffany was in on it. So Tiffany is one to go in for the final kill, but it gets revealed that her mother knew Lori's father. They were together before her mother got with him. She was jealous, took out her father, and now that's the reason why that she made that false rumor. So right when it looks like Lori's about ready to get taken out, she actually kicks Tiffany through the banister and impales her. That was actually one of the best things in the movie to see. Obviously, not only the bully, but one of the best kills in the movie. And then she goes, tries fighting off Tiffany's mom. She uses one of the trophies that Tiffany won to take out her Tiffany's mom, and then she at the very end owns who she is, that she's not afraid of who she is, and she even says, I'm Lori Granger, and then by the mid-credit scene, we see that emblem that we've been seeing through the last other movies coming out of the blood of Tiffany's mother. So it makes a lot of people wonder what was the point of this film, because it was not mentioned apparently in the other films, and also did she make a deal or something where they would prosper and all this other kind of stuff, or were they just crazy? And some people were wanting a Ruby Lane movie. I personally want a Ruby Lane movie. I'm probably gonna do a video on that. I think this movie was not, I would say, as tier as the other three movies were, in my opinion. Again, they did have good music in here. I will give it to where credit is due. Having good music in here what was a big thing for me. These movies really do have a lot of good music. I will give credit to where credit is due, but at the same time, I feel this movie was not on the same level as the other movies. A lot of people stated they wanted the possession, they want some type of connection with the other movies, which there was, I think, a little bit of a connection, but not too much. And it just took people out of it. Again, this movie was okay, but I'd probably watch the other movies before I would watch this one again. Again, some of the scenes was good. So, like I said, some of the music was in here was really good, but other than that, that was pretty much about it in the film. But I probably am going to be doing a Fear Street, what I want to see in the future. Again, I am not familiar with the books. I just want to see backstory of like the killers or something else that has been in the movies that I've seen thus far. So, what did you guys think of this film? Was it good? Was it bad? What was your overall opinion? Let me know about it down in the comments. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.